Welcome back to My View. Zohran Mamdani could very well become the next mayor of the Big Apple. The far-left candidate remains at the front of the pack, and that's a scary thought. But President Trump says a Mamdani victory in America's largest city might just be the best thing Republicans could ask for. Just don't call him a communist.
Let's quickly tick through all the things that Trump said about you, and let's get that out of the way, all right? Number one, he's attacking you as a communist. Are you?
No, I'm a democratic socialist. That means I believe in dignity for all people.
Well, Mr. Mamdani, New York businesses and realtors are ready to flee because they don't see too big a difference. And neither does Miami Mayor Francis Suarez, the son of immigrants who fled Fidel Castro's rule in Cuba. He's waving a red flag. Proceed with caution. And don't let communist-style policies ruin one of America's great cities. Mayor Suarez, thank you so much for having us here in your beautiful city of Miami. You have been very vocal recently about the fact that New York City may fall under socialist leadership coming up very soon with Zohran Mamdani. Give me your whole read on what happens if New York City becomes run by a socialist.
It's not good for New York City, I can tell you that much. It's very scary. We were sort of born in the city of Miami out of the trauma of having fled our country of birth, which was Cuba. My dad came at 12, my mother at 7. And there, a young, charismatic leader, not too different from Mamdani, said, convince the population, give us all your property, give us all your businesses, and we'll make everybody equal. And he did. He made everybody equally poor. He made everybody equally miserable. He made everybody equally repressed. The city will, unfortunately, have a tremendously massive exodus of people probably coming to Miami, to be honest. And it's sad. It's sad to see one of America's great cities fall victim to a lie.
Well, as you said, you are the child of Cuban immigrants, and I would say that your family is sort of the American dream. Your dad was actually mayor here in Miami back in the 80s, but your family fled communism in Cuba. If you could give a warning to New York City residents, people who right now, Mayor Suarez, are thinking, maybe I'll vote for Mamdani in this upcoming mayoral race, what would you say to them?
I would say to them, don't do it. I would say run in the opposite direction. As you said, my dad came to this country in the 1960s. He was the 9th of 14 kids, got a full scholarship to high school, presidential scholarship to university, 2 graduate degrees from an Ivy League school, and was the first Cuban mayor of Miami. It is absolutely the American dream story. And we feel, part of the reason why I'm in public service is because I feel I owe a great debt not only to my city, where I was born and raised in, but to this incredible country, the best country in the world. And in Miami, we follow 3 very basic principles. We keep taxes low, we keep people safe, we lean into American innovation. And so we've lowered taxes to the lowest level ever. We've grown 150% in the last 10 years. We kept people safe. This year, we're on the precipice of having our lowest homicide rate ever in history.
Wow.
And we lean into innovation. We've grown an innovation economy here where we have the lowest unemployment in America and the highest median wage. What
lessons do you hope that maybe New York City residents can learn from Cuba and hopefully not make those mistakes themselves?
Just look at Cuba. Cuba is a time capsule. I mean, it has decayed over decades. And then you got to think about where New York is present day. Forget about Mamdani's policies, which are just going to make things worse. But you're paying close to 60% of your income taxes today to a government. What does that mean? That means that government is your business partner and you're the minority partner. Right? So you're not even getting more than 50% of what you earn right now. It is a bad business proposition. If Mamdani increases taxes on the wealthy, and that's always a very subjective definition of who is wealthy and in his mind versus reality, it's just going to push more and more people away from New York.
Something else Mamdani is running on, however, is increasing funding, a massive degree of funding for the legal defense of illegal immigrants. This is going to cost New York City somewhere around $100 million out of the city budget. I don't know where he's going to get all that money. But
he doesn't know either.
Well, right. But what is your take on that?
Democrats want to fund health care for illegal immigrants rather than take care of the people who are here legally in this country. Look, we all acknowledge that the immigration system may need fixing or may need to be reworked, and that's something that both parties have struggled with over time. But what's indisputable is the border has to be secured. We need an immigration policy that's, in my opinion, indexed to some of our important metrics like our birth rate declining, our unemployment rate, and our growth rate, right? These are the indicators that should influence legal immigration. And if we do that right, then hopefully we'll have people that are coming here legally, not illegally. And so, it's hard for me to understand where this rhetoric comes from, unless it's just to support the Democratic Party, which is leaderless and rudderless and needs more voters from somewhere.
Yeah. Do you feel like that Mamdani, AOC, these are kind of the new faces of the Democrat Party?
Unfortunately, that may be the case. And I think if that is the case, first of all, I think the Democratic Party is in big trouble. And I think what we're going to see, I don't want this to happen in New York, to be honest. But if it does happen, and it looks increasingly likely, we're like not even a month away from the election, what's going to happen is there's going to be a very, very quick descent, even further than what we've seen over the last decade in New York. They used to joke that de Blasio was Miami's best realtor. So maybe Mamdani will take his place there. But it's sad because you never want to see a great American city falter. But we are seeing the rise of another great American city that's taking advantage of what other cities are doing wrong. And that's Miami. I
imagine, to your point a moment ago, you may see a lot of people leave New York City, people who can. Mayor Suarez probably are going to try to get out of New York if this guy becomes the mayor. Are you prepared here in Miami to receive people, to receive businesses?
Yeah, look, 70% of Miamians were not born in Miami. So that is something that we're accustomed to. I'm actually the anomaly. I was the first Miami-born mayor. And I think Miami's at an inflection point. We're going to be hosting the G20. We're going to have the World Cup, 7 games, including the bronze medal game. This November, we're going to have the America Business Forum. They feel a nexus with a city that really embraces the American experiment.
Absolutely. Well, let me ask you about you. You're terming
Mercifully.
out. Yeah, but you've seen a lot of change happen here in Miami. One of those things being that Miami-Dade County flipped red this past election cycle. So given all the change that we've seen, where do you think we are politically?
My take is Republican policies work, and I think people are rewarding those policies. I said this to the president at the Oval Office when we announced the G20. He was the first Republican president to win Miami-Dade County in 38 years, and he won it by double digits. And I do think that the America First policies are essentially the architect of kind of our strategy for success, which is to keep taxes low, right? Be fiscally conservative, keep people safe, be pro-law enforcement, and make sure we don't defund police or none of the nonsense of, no cash bail or any of that stuff that is back pretty much socialist and communist ideology masked as social policy.
I think more Americans are realizing that maybe they've been Republicans all along because the policies, to your point,
100%.
actually work. Now, for you personally, you have 2 kids.
I do.
You are coming to the end of your term here in Miami.
I am.
So what's going to happen next for you, Mayor Suarez?
We're like 80 days away or so from the end of my term. Number one, I really like to focus on finishing strong. In terms of afterwards, I don't know. I love to serve. I love to build ecosystems. I've built some incredible relationships throughout the world as president of the U.S. Conference of Mayors, and I was president of all the mayors in the country, in the Middle East, in Asia. So there's never a shortage of opportunities in politics. And so I think to me, it's blending being a father, having a profession, which I have now, and seeing how I can be helpful to society at large, to our country that I love, and that I feel a huge sense of debt to.
But before we could leave Miami, there was one more thing we wanted to see. Well, Mr. Mayor, we're here actually overlooking what will be the future presidential library for President Trump.
It's a great reference point. So you have the Freedom Tower. It's just off the side of the Freedom Tower. And it couldn't be in a better place in the city. As you can tell, this is sort of, we have the 3rd largest skyline in America.
Oh, wow.
After Chicago and New York. And this is the heart of the city. It's got a beautiful view of the water, as you can see. And I think it's very emblematic of what the president has done and accomplished in his 2 terms. He has been a president that has focused on American values, and this is a city, and in my opinion, exemplifies American values better than any. So we're excited to have it.
Just another reason to come visit the great city of Miami.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.